Based on your test results, it looks like you would benefit first from the removal of emotional trauma. And the product to help you with that is ReviveAll. ReviveAll has 6 flowers in it, and the actions of those flowers are described in a book that I wrote in 2014 called The Floral Hand of God, Secret Healing Codes of Flowers Revealed. And on page 230, we can see the pictures of and descriptions of the 6 flowers. The preeminent one here is blue-eyed grass, which grows on my farm outside of Nashville. It's a wildflower, and it has frequencies that eliminate the belief that the emotional trauma and abuse cannot be removed. So the way that we assess this clinically, and the way that this work has been developed in the last many years since the turn of the millennium, is to look at patients clinically, test them by applied kinesiology, and have them make the statement, I am free from the effects of emotional trauma. And they either pass that test as true or they do not. And a vast number of people don't pass it. In other words, they're not free from the effects of emotional trauma. But there are 5 other flowers in that formula, and I'll mention 2 of them that have great additional benefits as well. This is in ReviveAll. One of them is called wild iris. That also grows in the forest here in Tennessee. And the phrase from that is, I am essentially unlovable. In the testing, we find that people believe that to be true in the unconscious mind. That is a huge stressor if you believe that in your unconscious mind. And another one from that flower is, I'm disconnected from the source of all life. That's inconceivably stressful if you believe that at the unconscious level. I've found it hundreds of times embedded in people. And Maquilina is another flower growing high in the Andes, and I extracted that first. That was the first flower I extracted in Peru, and that has the unbelievable phrases, regardless of my efforts, I cannot influence the outcome. What would happen if you believed that in the unconscious mind, and if it were playing 24 hours a day, which is what these things do? It would be possibly quite disabling and very stressful. So when we look at stress, we have to understand what's conventional stress management, taking supplements for the adrenals, using stress control techniques, having personal trainers help you, doing yoga, which is wonderful, doing all these things we can do. Those are to control the core stressor. But if the stressor is not removed, we're just controlling it. If we find something, drops from these astonishing flowers that can actually remove the stored stressor, which we see clinically does happen, the value proposition for that is huge. So you have everything to gain, nothing to lose, and I recommend you start with ReviveAll on your transformational process.